Greetings. So it's a two-part story I'm going to tell because this happened the last couple of days. This is how come I missed doing my video for yesterday, but it's going to go out today anyway. So I've mentioned before that my mother has dementia and, she's slowly declining mentally, and that means that she's slowly declining physically as well because, it just goes hand in hand. A lot of physical problems really start with our minds. It's just how life goes. So anyway, yesterday morning, I woke up and one of those spidey sense things where you just know, okay, you got to check something. I have a camera in my mother's room. So I looked at the camera. Mom ain't in the camera, but her walker is in the camera. So I'm like, wait a minute. I wonder what that's all about. So I get up and I walk into the dining room, and I walk into the hallway, and I see the bathroom doors closed, and I look into her room, and there's a big pile of poo. And I'm using the word poo. That's my word. And it's just like one big plop right there. But one, which is way better than a month ago when I walked into a mess that covered basically 4 rooms. In this case, I see a big plop. There's nothing on the rug in the hallway, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm ahead of the game. So I push open the bathroom door. There's Mom. Her nightgown is wet, and she's wringing it with her hands, and my first thing is, ew! The second thing I notice is that there is stuff on the toilet seat, and she's sitting on the toilet seat, and I can still see stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then I realized, okay, she had to have taken her underwear off, and sure enough, the underwear is on the floor. So the underwear is on the floor. It's got stuff in it. There's a rug in front. She's got her feet in the socks on the rug. There's poo, sprinkles all on the rug, including one nice size plop. Not as big as in a bedroom, but there's a nice size there. And her socks are soiled. So I said, well, okay, I need you to stay here for a minute. Okay. Because she can be accommodating like that. So I go into the bedroom so I can see what the rest of the mess has to be, because there has to be more mess. And I'm not disappointed. Luckily, that was the only spot on the floor. The bed, however, we have to do a thing where it's called a draw sheet. So the reason you have a draw sheet is if I had trouble getting Mom into bed or I couldn't really adjust her, I can go to the other side and try to pull her, which is pretty much impossible with it just being me and my shoulder hurts. Ain't talking about my shoulder. And it's just not going to happen. But it usually offers a little extra protection in case Mom wets herself during the night, which she's almost always going to, because she usually goes to bed between 8 and 8:30. She doesn't know how to get up and go to the bathroom on her own during the night, most of the time. And so what happens is that, she'll sit there. If I catch it in the camera eventually, because I wake up almost every hour and look at the camera using the app. And if I see her up, then I get up, take her to the bathroom, rechange the bed, put her back in, and then we move on with life. Those are the minor days. When it's kind of a big thing like this, which it was, I can't just put her back in bed. So anyway, the top sheet is soiled and wet. I have these paper chucks, that's what you call them, where one side is supposed to kind of absorb everything and the other side is supposed to protect a little bit, but a little bit. If it's heavy, it ain't stopping nothing. So I had to pull off the draw sheet. It made it through 2 or 3 of the chucks. It didn't make it through the cloth chuck of all things. It didn't even touch it. She wasn't even in that area because those are stronger. However, then we had the paper chucks. When I pulled those down, now there's the contour sheet that's on top. That was wet. So I had to pull that off the bed. And I have chucks under that because I have a foam mattress that I bought Mom to give her a little bit more comfort. And I try to protect that. So I pull off the contour sheet, and a couple of those are damp. Still protected the mattress. So I'm like, okay, I'm still ahead of the game here. So I had to pull all that stuff off the bed and take it all into the laundry and put it in the washing machine. But I couldn't start it. So then I have to make a plan. And I have to make a plan because normally on Thursdays, the lady next door comes over and I pay her a little bit extra money so that she washes Mom. She comes over on Tuesdays and Thursdays and washes Mom so that I at least get a minor break. But this is way too early. I can't have Mom basically sitting there being kind of stained for over an hour and a half. I can't put her back in bed because that makes no sense. I have to clean her up. Why would I clean her up, put her back in bed? Instead, it's better if I clean her up and then take her out the living room and give her food and get the day started. So that's what I do. But I have to go through a whole lot of stuff in order to get her clean. I'm not even going to dig into that. Let's just say that I went through 7 or 8 towels. Because you do what you have to do. 7 or 8 towels, I get her clean, I get her dressed, I get her out to the chair, get her socks on, get the shoes on, put the little protective stuff on, whatever it's called. Right now I can't think of what it's called. But I put it on her, cover her up, give her her cereal. She's good to go. Got Andy Griffith on so she can yell at Barney. Now I have to go back and I have to determine, okay, what order am I doing these things in? I had previously taken the rug, and after I got her socks off, I kind of folded it up, the rug that was in the bathroom, and took it into the laundry area and just kind of folded it there and let it stay there so that that was out of the way. I had gotten paper towel and bleach, and I had done the floor. Now I had to do the toilet seat. It was totally caked. Luckily I'm wearing nitrile gloves because I seem to be allergic to latex for whatever reason. So I get all that cleaned up. It took a while. I had to do some little bit of scrubbing, but that's just how that is. I get it all clean. I've got to get another rug, get it all fine. Eventually the bathroom's taken care of. Said, thank goodness for that. Now I still have to go address the plop in the other room. So I get paper towel, you know what, it's got a smear. And I gotta tell you the truth. Never had kids. Never ever thought I was gonna have to deal with stuff like this. But I've gotten used to it. Most of the time I can take my glasses off and stuff is fuzzy. But in this case, I had to have my glasses on. I see it right there. I got these gloves on. I get the scoop. I got the trash can. I throw it right in. Get another scoop. Throw it in the trash can. That bag just had to get wrapped up and taken out to the garage. And luckily, we have a rug cleaner. So I make sure I got enough solution in there, and I start going after that spot. And it cleans the spot. It took a little bit, but the spot is clean. I did a pre-treatment. Of all things, I bought dog stuff, which works better than any other stuff. I don't know why, it just does. Maybe cat stuff would work better, but in this case, dogs. Because you do that as a pre-treatment. So anyway, that gets that all up. I've taken care of that and ready to move on with the day. This morning, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Mom goes to the senior center. So, we're up earlier. Usually she's already awake. Get her in the bathroom. Get her all cleaned up. It's a great day. But because of how early we were up on Thursday, and basically she didn't have to go anywhere. She got to stay in the house all day long. It was hard getting her up this morning. To the point that, let's just say, that we went through basically 15 minutes of exercises and calisthenics, and she didn't do any of it. And I had to do some weightlifting, and she didn't do any of it. But I finally got her in the bathroom. Had to deal with more poo. Not as much as the day before. Luckily, nothing on any rugs. Mainly on her and on the toilet seat. But I got it all done. I got it all clean. Got her all clean. Spiffy. Dressed. Got her in the chair. However, this morning I couldn't give her breakfast because I didn't have enough time because it took me so long to get her out of bed. So I had to send the breakfast along with her to the senior center because it's Friday. Now, here's the thing. There are a lot of people who I sometimes tell these stories to, and they say, oh my goodness, I couldn't deal with that. How can you deal with that? That's got to be so horrible. You know how you can deal with it? One, you have to have kind of a sense of humor about these things. You have to acknowledge that, and in some way this is ironic, this is funny. You laugh because you don't cry. And sometimes I just laugh. She can't control it. And let's think about this. How many of us could go to bed at 8 and go through until 6 or 7 the next morning without having to go to the bathroom? I could have, actually I used to, well, I didn't go to bed that early, but it used to be that I didn't have to get out of bed. I would just fall back asleep and not, do anything wrong. But now I'm getting close to 60. If I wake up and have to go to the bathroom, I have to go to the bathroom. That's just how it is. Otherwise, I'm not sleeping. So I acknowledge that she's going to do this. But I also know that I need to get some sleep. But here's the other side of that. So I told you the story about yesterday morning. And I told you this thing about this morning. Well, when all is said and done, I think that from start to finish yesterday with my mother, it took maybe 50 minutes. And this morning, it probably took, well, from start to finish, it took about 35 minutes. That's it. Now, the rest of today, Mom is gone to the senior center. I have a free day to myself. Okay, I got things planned. I got some business stuff, whatever, but still, it's a free day. Yesterday, the lady next door came over. I said, you don't have to wash her today because I've already taken care of it. We've been up a while. I still got to go out for my couple of hours to buy stuff I needed to do. I got to go to breakfast. And yes, I had to sit with Mom the rest of the day. But she spends most of the time in chair. I'm saying most of the time. All the time in the chair watching movies. She may doze off a little bit. I give her snacks during the day. I give her food. She's not hard to watch. Yes, it kind of messes up my time a little bit, but it's just a little bit. I can still pretty much do anything else I need to do in the house. So it's not a lot of time. She's not hard to take care of. A lot of dementia patients really aren't. Now, there are some who drive the people trying to take care of them nuts. They're screaming, they're yelling, they're doing all kinds of stuff. But it's 50-50. You're never really sure which way it's going to go. So, really, this is not that bad. I've had worse jobs in my life. At one point when I was 21, I was out with a metal rake trying to rake glass up from a landfill. Yes. You know what? It was hot. It was disgusting. The glass was really sharp. The gloves they gave me, I still had to be, very cautious because the glass would have gone right through those gloves. That was a worse job than taking care of Mom. I did factory work for about a week, overnight, where you sit there until it puts out these things, and then you have to put them, take the box and pour them in a plastic thing and sit there and wait. This is easy. It's his family. It's my mother. You do what you have to do. And if you have the right mindset, then you do it. Now, at a certain point, it could get to a certain point where I can't take care of her anymore, where she has no control over her bowel functions whatsoever. That could happen. That could happen maybe in a year or two. And if she has no control whatsoever, then I might have to think about putting her in a nursing home, because at that point, it's overwhelming. But one has to hope not. We'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to help give perspective on things, because we all get through stuff that happens. It irks us, it hurts us, it depresses us, but we can find ways to maybe think of it in a different light and move forward. Now, if you're going through this, let me know if you're dealing with parents that are having issues that you have to deal with. I'd love to meet other people who go through things like this, see what their perspective is. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope I have a wonderful day too. Take care.